All right then, so since we successfully finished the authentication part, now what we need to do is we have to display this user details over here. So to do that, what I'm going to do is inside the components folder, so I'm going to create a new file called user profile details.jsx and rafce, save the changes, and inside the index.js I'm going to export that. So let's say user profile details, copy it and export in the name as exactly the same name as your component name. So now what I'm going to do is let's go to the home. Let me close except this, right click, close the others, and now let me open the home. Inside the home, this is the place where we need to display that user profile details, right? So I'm just going to delete this. I'm going to bring the user profile details over here. All right, so once you save this changes over here, so this will display that user profile details in this particular position. So later, maybe if you want to display the user profile details somewhere else, just exactly in the same pattern, you can use it the same component. So save these changes. So let me restart the server. So yarn start. All right, so it's loading. The placeholder, it's loading successfully. All right, so now you can able to see here the place that user profile details. So it's displaying that user profile details. So now let's go ahead and customize that user profile details. So if you have a look at here, you can see we have this the profile information, and of course if you open this, you can see we have this nice drop down button over there, right? So what we have to do is basically not every single user, not every logged in user will have this profile image. If the user doesn't have the profile image, we have to display the first letter of your email or their display name, whatever it is, just like in Gmail, how exactly they are doing. That's what we are going to do over here. So let's go here. And then now what we need to do is, so just like the same way, I'm just going to customize this. So class name. So of course, everything inside this is going to be a flex direction, because if you have a look at it, we have two different objects over here. So it should be in a row direction. So flex item center and justify center, and gap between these two objects, it's supposed to be gap 4, and the position is always, it's going to be in a relative position. So save these changes and let me enable the word wrap so that you can see it clearly. Cool. So now inside here, so first what we have to do is we have to bring the we have to bring this image sections. So basically what I need to do is when I move my cursor over this, you can see the image is zooming in a little bit, but it's not coming outside of the box. So we have to create a division and we have to wrap the image inside the division. So let's create the div first. So for this div, I'm just going to say width, of course it's going to be 14, and height, of course it's going to be 14, and everything inside it's going to be in the center location, flex item center, justify center, and rounded, of course it's going to be in the XL direction, XL in all the corners, it should be in XL size, and overflow, of course it's going to be hidden, and the cursor pointer. All right, so the background color, if you need it, for the time being I'm just applying the background color. And of course we need to bring the background color. The reason why I'm talking about is because not every single user will have the profile image. If the user doesn't have the profile image, we have to display the letter, right? So that's the reason I'm adding the background BG emerald 500. Save the changes. Now you can able to see that box. Now what I need to do is I need to fetch the user informations from here. So we can able to fetch that user information from the state itself. So what I'm going to do is let me go to the top and let me copy this information and let me paste it over here. So now I have the user information. Let me import this use selector hook. It's imported. Now what I need to do is I need to check whether the user have the photo URL or not. So if you go here to your Redux and if you expand the user object, there you can able to find out we have the photo URL, and of course we are also able to see the display name also. Right now you can see this particular logged in user doesn't have the photo URL, right? So what I need to do, if the photo URL is not there, then I need to get the first letter of the email and I need to display it over there. So that's what I'm talking about. So over here now, if there is a user object, then inside the user object I need to copy this photo URL where it is, yeah, copy. If there is a photo URL, then I need to display something, or else I need to display something. Okay, so inside here, I'm going to bring that image section. Okay, so basically it's going to be a motion image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to import that motion, import motion, right? So here we need to bring that image first. So let's bring that motion.img, close it, but this is a self-closing tag, that's fine. So then what I need to do is, while whenever I'm hovering that image, I need to increase the size of that image. So scale it to 1.2, that means 120%. Then the source of this image is going to be user. Inside the user object, of course, we do have this photo URL. So use the photo URL. Alternatively, so we can use that username, not user colon dot, what is that, display name, then referrer policy. Of course, it's going to use the no referrer, because sometimes the Gmail image will not load properly, so you need to give the referrer policy as a no referrer policy. Then the class name, of course, it's going to be widthful and heightful, and object cover, it should cover the entire section of that. So if the user doesn't have that photo URL, if the user have the photo URL, this will be loaded. If the user doesn't have the photo URL, then I need to load a paragraph tag. So I'm just going to delete that React fragments from that location. Then I'm going to display user.email first index. That means basically the first letter. All right. So then class name, it's going to be text size is going to be text Excel. Then text color, it's going to be white color. And then font, it's going to be semi-bold. And of course, it's going to be capitalized. Save these changes. Now you should be able to see the first letter of that particular user. All right. So since this is also not showing an issue because we don't have the photo URL, and now we have the text over there. So right after that, now what we need to do is I need to bring that particular, this is the place where we are having the division. So next over here, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this option, the place where I'm clicking this. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this as a motion div, because whenever you clicking that, you can see that it's having some wobble effect. So let's bring that. So while tap, I'm just going to say scale it to 0.9%, that means 90%. Then inside here, I'm going to bring for chevron down icon. Then the class name of this icon is going to be text primary text. That's it. Save the changes. Now you should be able to see the icon, but I need to fix the styles for this division. So class name, because we need to make this class name exactly looking in the same way over here. So what we can do is, so basically for that division, I'm just going to say px, it's going to be 4, py, it's going to be 4. That means you can simply keep it as padding 4 also. That's also will work. Then rounded, of course, it's going to be empty. And of course, even if you are not using width and anything, I'm just going to keep everything in the center. So make it double check using the flex option. And bg color is going to be secondary, and rounded is going to be medium. I think we already added that, sorry, medium. Then cursor is going to be pointer. Save these changes. Now you should be able to see this option over there. So if I click this, you can able to see that wobble effect. Then what I need to do is, so right after that, right after here, I need to bring the drop down section. Basically, that's going to load it only if that any state, only if the state is active. Whenever I'm clicking that, I'm going to make that state active. So if it is active, it's going to pop up like that. If it is not active, it's going to move back like that. Basically, we're going to use the framer motion animation to get that nice animating part. Okay, so first let's bring that motion.div. Okay, so here now what we need to do is, so I need to write some style. So make it, so here, so class name, it's going to be, so bg, of course, it's going to be secondary color, and of course it's going to be in absolute location. So absolute, I'm going to bring it in the top 16. Basically, this is a trial and error. You should adjust it by yourself until you feel satisfied. So right, so write 0. Then padding inside px, it's going to be 4, py it's going to be 3, and rounded it's going to be XL, and I need shadow medium, and always it should be in the top of every layer, so Z10. Then everything inside in the flex column direction, so flex column. Then everything should be in the starting point, so item start, and in this justify start. So both vertical and horizontal should be always in the starting position. Gap between each and every object should be 4, and the minimum width, so I'm fixing the minimum width, so minimum width is going to be 225 pixels, not less than that. Right, so I'm just fixing the minimum width, not the maximum width. Maximum it can stretch it out, but minimum it always should be 225. All right, now you can able to see here that we do have this small portion over there. So then what I need to do is I need to bring the menus inside, right? So basically what we need to do is we need to create a separate menu for it. All right, so let's go here and go to the utils, go to the helpers. So here I'm going to bring that menu. So basically you can copy this menu from the description below. All right, so let's paste it. So basically this UUID, we don't have that. So this UUID is nothing but this is a package. If you search for UUID, so this helps you to generate the unique identifier number. All right, so this is how you need to install it. So copy this and then let's install it over here. Yarn add UUID. Oops, my bad. Yarn add, we don't need the install. Yes, so this will add that UUID inside our package. Now it's added successfully. Then what you need to do, all you have to do is to copy this and let's go to the top and let's paste it. That's all you need to do. So once I save these changes, you don't get any error. It's because this UUID is already imported successfully. So then let's get back to the user profile details over here. So right now this is the place where we need to render that menus options over here. So what I'm going to do is all I go to say menu. If I do have the menus option, then I need to map it menus.map. Then I'm going to open it. Inside here I'm going to get each and every menu one by one. All right, then let's open the component rendering brackets, enter it inside here. Now I'm going to bring the link tag from the React router DOM. So basically, if you have a look over here, inside here, we have this URI where the user needs to navigate it. All right, projects, collections, profiles, and everything. All right, for the future upgrade of the project. So inside here, so this needs to take the user to this specific location. So let's say menu.uri. Then inside the content, we need to bring the menu.name. And it should monitor every single user uniquely, every single menu uniquely. So menu.id. All right, so let's fix this styles. If you load this, now you can able to see all the names over here, but you can't able to see this. So let's fix the class names over here. So basically it's going to be text, primary text. Then text size, it's going to be large text. On hover, whenever I'm hovering it, the BG color, the background color, it's going to be RGBA. Open it. Let's type our customized color 256, 256, 256. Basically it's a white color, and the percentage level, it's going to be 0.05. all right, save these changes, and right after here I need some padding effect. So px left and right to py 1, and width, of course, it's going to take full width, and rounded it's going to be MD. So now let's have a look over here. This is how it looks. Whenever I'm hovering it, you can able to see that color pattern over there, and it's also having some nice padding effects and everything. All right, so right after this link tag, the place where we are rendering, right, this is the place the menu it's been rendered. Right after here I need to bring that sign out option also, where the user can able to sign out and we will be navigated to the different place, right? So that's what we are going to do now here. So here I'm just going to bring the motion dot paragraph tag. Inside here, all I'm going to do is to say sign out, and then for this class name, I'm just going to repeat the same stuff which I already did for the menu option. So I'm just going to copy the same style and I'm going to paste it over here, this exact same styles, right? Then what I need to do, I'm just going to add that while tap option. While tap, let's say scale this to 0.9. So now you can able to see that same button. If I click this, now that will looks in a different way. So for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the on click event. Whenever I'm clicking it, I need to sign out this user, right? So I'm just going to say sign out action. This is a function that I need to create. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to create this function in the helpers.js. So let's go here. Let's go to the helpers.js. Over here, let's say export const, paste it, and it's going to be an asynchronous function. Let's call a callback function. Okay, so here now what I need to do, await the user auth dot sign out, open it. If everything is run promise successfully, you will get this promise back. Then if you got this promise back, all I'm going to do is to window dot location dot reload. I'm just going to reload the entire page. That's it. All right. So now let's save these changes over here, and it will get you error. So because before that import this, you will never get the error. So now the error is solved. So if I click the sign out option, he will be signed out and it's reloading the entire section. Now you will be navigated to the authentication page where the user can able to see the auth part. So if I click this sign up again, if I click this sign in with Google, in this case, I'm going to use my Gmail account, which having the photo URL. So now you should be able to see the photo URL. Look at that. So it's working fine, but still we need to fix this part, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a new state over here. Let's say use state, and I'm going to say use state snippets over here. So basically I'm just going to say is menu. Basically this menu is going to be false initially. So what I need to do is, this is the menu part, right? Yes, this is the menu part, and this is where this division is completed. So all I'm going to do is to cut it, and I'm going to wrap it inside the animate presence option. Animate presence, let's import it. Inside here, all I'm going to do is I'm going to check that state value, right? So I'm going to display that is menu. Only if it is true, then I'm going to display that. Cool. Now you can't able to see that. Then for this, I'm going to add an on click event. On click, whenever I'm clicking it, I'm just going to say set is menu as not as menu. Save the changes. Now if you click this, you can able to see it. If I click it, it will be gone. But you don't have, we haven't added this nice animation part yet. So we need to add that nice animation part. To do that, what I'm going to do is, let's get back to the animation stuff. Index.js. This is the place where we added that animation. So just like the same way, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add one more animation. So let's copy this animation stuff, and I'm going to paste it. Fade in, fade out, like I'm just going to say slide in out, slide up. Oh, basically it's not, it's slide up. Let's say slide up, slide up. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, along with this opacity, I'm just going to say fix the y-axis direction. So 50 pixels in the y-axis initially, and while animated, make it 0, and while exit also you should move it down a little bit. So save these changes. Let's get back here. For this, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to destructure the slide in, slide up, out animations. Save these changes. Now if I click this, you can able to see here that it's coming up. If I click that, it goes down. All right, so that's looking so cool, right? So we fixed the user logged in menu, and we have to fix this project section, and of course we need to fix this new project also. So the next part is the most important part of this entire project, and that's what we are going to do next, which is nothing but our new coding section. The place, once I click this, that will takes me to this new project section where I can able to create a new project. So that's what we are going to do next.